What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Crypto in 60, your daily crypto bite. And honestly, today's news is the kind of stuff that makes you sit up straight. We've got the US Army, yes, the actual US Army, running a live Bitcoin node for cybersecurity testing, and BTC just spiked on the news. Then we've got experts calling a Bitcoin price bottom, even as short orders pile up at record levels. On top of that, GSR just launched a brand new Ethereum ETF on NASDAQ to go head-to-head with BlackRock and Bitwise. Yuga Labs has finally settled that messy BAYC copycat lawsuit, and stablecoins are going mainstream in the Philippines with a first-of-its-kind QR payment integration. There is a lot happening, so let's not waste any time and jump straight into the first story. Okay, so this one genuinely caught people off guard. The United States Army has confirmed it is running a live Bitcoin node as part of its cybersecurity experiments. This is not a rumor. This is not a tweet from some anonymous account. This is the actual US military testing Bitcoin's blockchain infrastructure in a live environment. And the market noticed immediately. Bitcoin spiked above $77,000 right after the announcement dropped publicly. Think about what this means for a second. We're talking about institutional confidence at a government and defense level. If the US Army is taking Bitcoin's technology seriously enough to run live node experiments, that is a massive signal for long-term legitimacy. Is this the catalyst that flips the narrative from bear to bull? It's looking that way. And speaking of Bitcoin's price direction, experts are now making a very bold call. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Despite enormous short orders piling up in the market right now, at least one prominent expert is coming out and saying Bitcoin is bottoming. And look, when you see this many short positions stacking up, that actually sets the stage for a serious short squeeze. If Bitcoin pushes higher from here, all those shorts get liquidated at once and the price can rocket fast. That's the setup a lot of traders are watching. The fact that BTC is sitting just under $78,000 while short interest is at these levels is not necessarily bearish. It could be the exact pressure cooker that explodes upward. So if you're someone who has been waiting on the sidelines thinking the bottom is in, you're not alone. A lot of smart money seems to be building positions right now. But that's not even the biggest institutional story of the day, because ETH has its own massive news. So GSR Markets has just launched a brand new Ethereum-focused ETF on NASDAQ, and it's called BISO, and it's being positioned as a direct rival to what BlackRock and Bitwise have been doing in this space. Now this is a really big deal. More ETF products competing for ETH exposure means more institutional dollars flowing into Ethereum as an asset. It means more legitimacy. It means more demand. And when you combine this with the fact that ETH is currently sitting at a bit above $2,300, some analysts are seeing this as a pretty compelling entry point before the next wave of institutional buying kicks in. GSR isn't a small player. This is a firm with serious market-making credentials. So the fact that they're launching this product is a strong vote of confidence for Ethereum's long-term trajectory. And while ETH is getting that spotlight, Yuga Labs just closed a chapter that had been hanging over the NFT world for a while now. Yuga Labs has reached a settlement with Ryder Ripps and Jeremy Cahan in what has been one of the most talked about NFT copycat lawsuits in recent memory. The RR/BAYC case centered around what Yuga called deliberate copying of their Bored Ape Yacht Club brand, and now assets will be transferred back to Yuga as part of the resolution. For the NFT space, this is a meaningful win because it sets a precedent that intellectual property in the digital assets world will actually be defended and upheld in court. Now Ape token is sitting around a dime right now, and it has taken a dip recently. But the settlement removes a massive legal cloud that was hanging over the entire Yuga ecosystem. Long-term, clarity is always better for price than uncertainty. If you're watching Ape, the legal chapter closing could be a quiet catalyst that gets overlooked in today's noise. And speaking of things that don't get enough attention, stablecoins just made a massive real-world move in Asia. This one is huge for real-world crypto adoption, and honestly, it's being slept on. Coins.ph has just become the first platform in the Philippines to integrate stablecoin payments directly into the QRPH system. What that means in plain English is that Filipino users can now scan a QR code and pay with stablecoins at merchants, which is the exact kind of everyday use case that crypto bulls have been talking about for years. The Philippines is one of the most active crypto markets in Southeast Asia, with millions of people relying on digital finance for remittances and everyday payments. Plugging stablecoins into a national QR payment standard is not a small step. It's a giant leap toward mainstream adoption. This is the kind of infrastructure news that doesn't pump a price today, but absolutely shapes the next cycle. Real-world utility is what separates projects that survive from projects that don't. And right now, the crypto rails are being quietly laid all across the globe. And that is your daily crypto bite right there. 5 stories you absolutely needed to know about today. From the US Army running a live Bitcoin node to experts calling a BTC bottom, a new ETH ETF hitting NASDAQ, Yuga Labs closing its biggest legal battle, and stablecoins going mainstream in the Philippines, there is a lot of serious momentum building beneath the surface of this market. As always, none of this is financial advice. Please do your own research before making any decisions with your money. But if you found this valuable, do us a massive favor and hit that subscribe button so you never miss a daily crypto bite from Crypto in 60. We'll see you tomorrow.